So my name is PJ. I drive a 98 Honda Civic 150i. It's not a daily, it's a beta. Okay, so on the outside, SI odd lip. It's got a carbon bonnet, a standard EK side skirts, and then on the rear it's semi-clear taillights and then a spoon carbon wing. And the wheels, it's the Kose K1s. Body Club has the same wheel, P1 Racing. Sitting on 195/50s, the Maya ones in front and Falcons at the back. Interior wise, it's BWR short shifter, a gooseneck short shifter. It's got a weighted gear knob and then Bride Ergo 1 bucket seat. A good deal came up to buy the motor from someone at work, and then I bought it because my friend gave me this crazy idea. Why don't you take the B20 motor and then we put it in the Charade, the 1984, the one that looks like a noddy car. So that was supposed to happen, but time, research and like the amount of work that needed to go in was taking too long. So motor wise, it's got a B20 Z1 bottom, it's from the CRV, and then it's got the B16 head. It's running on Spitronics engine management system, and then the block, it's stock, so it's basically the high comp version of the B. So you get the B20B and the B20Z. The comp is a bit higher than the B. And then in terms of like modifications, like on the motor, it's got ported intake. I nifted the intake from HP Racing. And then it's got a set of regrind cams. I got it for free from a good friend, so we just kind of threw it in, you know. It's got that, and then it's got a 4x2x1 branch, and then running into a Profit 63mm one box. The header standard, hasn't been port matched to the intake. It's got the standard size throttle body on. Fueling standard VTEC 240cc injectors, and that's on a Walbro 320 pump. Yeah. Induction setup, it's got the Temco 76mm velocity stack and then a standard 76 induction pipe. A good friend of mine that helped me build the car. He got a car first, a Civic, so he was doing robot racing every Wednesday, and I was just like sitting on the sidelines. Like I had the motor, but I'm missing out on the fun, so I didn't buy it out of like my own choice. It was kind of like peer pressure kind of thing. So I just bought the 150i, and then the engine setup was there, and then we took it from there. Starting out, I knew I had to get an S4C gearbox, so I bought the S4C box. And then I asked my buddy, why isn't my second gear like falling where your second gear is falling? And then he told me, do you know that there's two S4C? So there's a 180i S4C that's got a 4.26 final drive, which is a bit longer. And then there's the VTEC box, or the B16 box, it's got the 4.4 final drive. So I had a 180i box in the car. The gearing was way too long. Like third gear, the car was pulling to like 180. And then I managed to do a swap for a box of the body of mine, but then that box, the diff ended up being damaged, so swapped back. 180i box went back on the car, drove the car for a couple of months, and then another box came up for sale. It was damaged, but the owner wasn't too sure of what exactly was damaged on the box, so I took the chance, I bought the box. It was just the casing that got hurt. Got the VTEC gear set, moved it over into the 180i casing, box back on. This is box number 3, and I finally had my short ratios, and so the car was completely different. Internals, I've got it's got the Pro Series carbon synchros from Synchrotech. I ordered that online, mainly because like from what I've seen, like the guys in the Honda scene or like friends, like the box tends to like grind like third gear. There's like a third gear grind, so I did the carbon synchros. So it's carbon line, so it's a bit more beefier than the standard brass one. So you got a bit more lifespan on that compared to the brass ones, especially when you're banging those gears. So that's like internals, and it's open diff, it's not LSD yet. It was end of Jan. Kilani had the first 3 to strip, and then the first run I did was 14.4 was the first run, and then but that was like changing normal, but like quickly. And then on the second run I was power shifting, or no lift shifts like they would call it, and then I went from the 14.4 to a 14.2. But on the 14.2 run, the engine mount, the passenger side engine mount, it gave. So all the runs after that, the car was going left. So the times like came down, like from 14.2 to 14.3, it kind of stayed there. So I had that sorted out. So I'm going back in April, and then I'm hoping to try 14 flat if I'm lucky on a street tire, and then we'll see what happens. The guys that's going K-Series now was the guys that basically made the B20 like the reputation that it has in Cape Town now, like Booney from Work Racing, and then I think Lao Africa also had B20, the VTEC CRX, all started up B-Series. So those guys are K-Series now. So the guys on the ground, we still B-Series, but in future plans, because they already like developing, like mods locally for it. So by the time the B-Series guys go K-Series, we wouldn't have to import as much because they're making the mods like locally available.